So first and foremost, I would like to call upon a great personality who hardly needs an introduction. So ladies and gentlemen, a man with a vision and mission, founder of Tamil Mayam and co-creator of Chennai Sangam. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Father Jegath Gaspar Raj with a big round of applause. We welcome you, sir.
எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். Yes. I think we are already 30 to 40 minutes behind the schedule, and I will keep that in mind. How many of you here can't follow Tamil? There are quite a few. Yes. We have a sage and saint here whom we consider probably one of the best sages to give an ethical direction to Tamil land. It's called Tirukural. I'm sure you must have heard. He's a very persuasive man. He never dictates or commands. Only in one couplet, he will rather command. He will dictate. That's about wealth making. He says, make wealth. In Tamil, it's beautiful. Seiga porule. Serunar serukku arukkum yekku adanai kooriyadiyal. That means, make plenty of wealth. If there is one weapon in the world that has the inbuilt potential to destroy the arrogance of your opponent, it is wealth. Nothing. So that's the only couplet he will command you, make wealth. So I have always said make wealth, it's good. And I'm a Catholic priest, by the way. I'm a Catholic priest. We must teach our religions to motivate people to make wealth. Because wealth empowers, wealth liberates. If there is one indignity in this world, that is poverty. Poverty, I consider, is the worst indignity a human being can go through. Now, having said that, where I come, the same Thiruvalur would give another couplet. Aran inum, indamum inum. Thiran arindu, teedindri vanda porul. I don't think I've studied articles on economics, wealth making and so on. I haven't come across something like this. There is something called imminent result. I mean, the result has to be there. What do you call it as imminent is, if you clap your hand, noise has to come. Similarly, he says, aran inum, an emphatic statement. In the mum, that means a collateral effect. Thiran arindu, teedindri vandapur, which means wealth, when you make and if you make, it should have the imminent effect to do good. If it does not do good, there's no fun. I mean, there is no point in making wealth. So where I come to the social entrepreneurship point today, I wouldn't take, because I know sometimes I organize programs, and with the importance of time, and when you run behind the schedule, I understand the difficulty of the organizers. But what I want to say is, as young entrepreneurs, you make some paradigm shifts, and you will see yourself prospering, and you will also see the community prospering. So what's happening today at the macro level, and the great eminent people are here, I'm not competent. As a matter of fact, I'm not a student of economics, I'm not a student of business management and so on. In fact, unfortunately in our education system, as we have in our society, the caste system, it's a structured, it's a graded system. Even in education, you have a certain a structure, a graded system. If you go for mathematics, physics, chemistry, you are number 1. If you go for mathematics and zoology, botany, you are number 2. And if you go for accountancy, commerce, you are number 3. And the useless one will come to history and language, right? This is the caste system we have in education. And I am very proud to say I studied history and today talking business. I studied history and Tamil. And I'm also very proud and happy to say I never went to an English medium school. I went to a government school, I went to a Tamil medium school, a village school, but English was not a problem for me. I picked up English. Honestly, I never went to an English medium school. I studied all my studies in Tamil medium. I always say, you learn your mother tongue properly, you can learn any language in the world perfectly. If you learn your mother tongue properly. This I have realized myself. So well, coming to it, I think make some paradigm shift today, because what's happening the macro level, probably you can all correct me, the financialization of the entire global economy, and coupled with techno-capitalism. Like, I don't think in another 25 years even banks will be relevant. Capital is becoming too powerful, disrupting even the most liberal of liberal assumptions, economic assumptions. And you don't know who is controlling what, whether the Radha residency region is controlled by the owners or somebody else, you don't know. So capital is becoming too powerful and it's getting accumulated in few points and hands. And the Uberization, Amazonizations, and it's all good, but the way it is disrupting the production and consumption processes, delivery processes, it is frightening. It is definitely frightening. And the fear is, would majority of our young people would end up, carrying goods and the stuff to delivering people, and all our customers will be controlled by some people somewhere, some capital somewhere. Is this the fate our future generations should have? I don't know. I think this is where I think we seriously call upon, innovate, imagine from the reverse point. From the reverse point. I say with new technologies like blockchain and so on, you can face up to this brutal, merciless global capital, which of course capital is needed. I say brutal and merciless because one of my professors was telling me, it's brutal and merciless, but it will appear to be compassionate. Like Swiggy, they will give jobs, they will appear to be compassionate. It is like, a shark and a small fish. The shark was trying to eat the fish. So the small fish was telling, stop. Is it fair? You are so huge. I am so small. And you are trying to eat me. Is it fair? And the shark said, oh, yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair at all. But if you can, you eat me, no problem. If you can, you eat me. That's the way today's logic is. Now, I'm only saying I want many of you to be social entrepreneurs. Start thinking from the people's point of view, the future generations' point of view. How do we secure this land for your generations? With dignity. How do you secure independent and free imaginations and dreams for your generations, your future? You start thinking from there. Therefore, the centrality, of course profit has to be there, but the centrality is people, profit comes secondary. If you start imagining and dreaming from that perspective, you will see changes happening. You will see. Centrality is not profit. Profit has to be there, but the centrality is people. Number one. So, as I said, from using technologies, blockchain and so on, you come out with cooperative ventures and believe in the philosophy of cooperation. I have always said, the giver gets more. The giver gets more. The more you give to others, things will happen to you. Please develop that culture, number one. Number two, in these times, if you cooperate with each other, the chances of success and survival are better. I was talking to some of my friends today. Okay, they are coming with huge capital. Now in Tamil Nadu there is a beautiful thing called cheated. How many of you are cheated? Yeah, this is not the place to explain it. But then every month you put in some 50 people, they agree informally and they put in some 10,000 rupees and they make a 5 lakh cumulative money, and one takes that 5 lakh. It is entrenched in the cultural mind. I'm only saying this cultural entrenched idea convert into a bigger idea. Suppose using blockchain you create 5,000 groups like that, committed men who can trust and who can be trustworthy. I repeat, it's easy to trust, but to be trustworthy is very difficult, very difficult. But you become trustworthy. You create 5,000 groups, people who have disposable income, and give it to some financial experts and CEOs who can manage your fund. Every month you can create some billions of rupees to be distributed to, the young aspiring entrepreneurs. It is possible, I am saying. It is possible. I think UBC organization like this bringing in this culture of trust and trustworthiness and culture of cooperation to ensure shared prosperity and ensure that everyone succeeds. Yesterday evening I was talking to a small group of young people who had a sports meet. I said, don't stop with sports meet. You take a pledge and commitment. Not one, if you have 40 members in your group, not one will fail. Everyone will succeed. Not one will fail. You make a pledge, and that is your spirituality. I tell you, as a Catholic priest, all you are going to churches, all you are going to mosques, all you are going to temples, they are not going to take you to heaven. Please understand. They are not going to take you to heaven at all. No. Just because you go to church, just because you go to the temple, just because you go to the mosque, no. Well, they are places of community. You connect to the transcendent. You understand your humbleness. You understand your need to surrender. In all this church mass needed. Fine, fair enough. But if that going will take you to heaven, no, it will not. But I say focus on your entrepreneurship. Give life opportunity to people and empower the lives of people. God will take you to heaven, because it is only in partnership with you even God can run this world. God alone cannot run this world. It is with your partnership, our partnership, God can run the world. And today you take up entrepreneurship in a massive way. And second paradigm, I said cooperation is the first paradigm I want to insist and underline. Cooperate. Never mind, I did good to 10 people and none of them helped me back. Never mind, after all you did good. Have the satisfaction you did good. Even if it didn't come back, you did good, and be satisfied with that and keep doing good. Number one. Number two, believe small is beautiful. Today, unfortunately, all of us are not stuck with all these big brands, big names. Things have to happen in a spectacular way. No. Small is beautiful. Small can be beautiful. Even if it is 5 people venture, 3 people venture, 10 people venture, fantastic. Be satisfied with it. The second paradigm. And I said I will not take much time. And the third important paradigm I want to underline, resources-based development. That is where I like the cliche kind of social entrepreneurship. Everything is entrepreneurship. Everything is entrepreneurship. I don't want to bracket it to social entrepreneurship. No. Anything is, from an ordinary idli selling party to semiconductor making Foxconn. Everything is entrepreneurship. So that's why consciously I'm not using the word social entrepreneurship, but underlining the ideas of the paradigms. And the last one is resources-based development. I think India, our country, has enough natural, historical, cultural, and human resources to take care of all our citizens. So, what nature and God they have given, let's glorify them with our responsible entrepreneurship. Go, say for example, that's where you have to come in, not just as entrepreneurs. I have to make money. I say for example today, renewable energy. What's the most universal source of energy we have today? Sun, solar. And probably that's one thing that can be democratized, right? Every village can become a self-sufficient energy community. Every village, because it is universal, it comes direct, it doesn't need any medium. But first, we'll have to deal with the electricity board. They are the problem. Electricity board is the problem. I'm saying policy. Policy comes in. I mean, you'll have to engage. I'm not saying you have to take up arms and make a revolution. But then engage. Talk to them. Talk to the relevant authorities. Build pressure. Believe in advocacy. In some of the countries where they have succeeded, they have believed in advocacy. Create power pressure groups. Create intellectuals. Media connect. I'm saying just one thing. If every village can be made energy democratic and energy sufficient and energy secure, imagine the possibility you have. So, like I can say, food, for example, there is incredible consciousness today about food. Are we eating the right food? And people are looking for good food, and you can connect it to farmers, agriculture. Again, I'm saying make people the center, not your profit. And go back, It's a reverse. Go back to the villages. Go back to your nature. And I also would like to say, anything that destroys nature is not development. Anything that destroys God's creation cannot be entrepreneurship at all. That's, I think I stand very moral there. It is only an enhancing and uplifting the God-given. I say in Tamil Nadu alone, if you properly manage 10 temples, you get billions of rupees. Unfortunately, we don't have a system to position our temples. Our temples, unfortunately, again, our pieticism, all our religious worship has been marvel of mathematics, the marvel of planning, marvel of architecture, history, amazing, incredible, and nothing is happening. So all these things, the cultural resources, the historical resources, the language resources, for example, yoga is becoming a billion-dollar industry. Siddha and Ayurveda, they can be phenomenal industries. And my good friend, I would like to acknowledge Kumaravel, whom I respect. I really respect you. His family, the other day I went through a reflexology. I thought it was incredible, amazing. So there is so much to explore. Never fear. Believe in yourself and believe in small things and believe in our nature and culture. And above all, believe in the ultimate principle of cooperation, that we have to cooperate. Someone's success is my success. You tell yourself, if my good friend succeeds, it is my success. And celebrate the success of your brother and sister. Our country will prosper. God bless you. Thank you very much.